This is the next video. Let me let you know I'll be streaming on Twitch Monday through Saturday from 12 to whenever, or from 2 to whenever. Streaming any type of game that I can. Just make sure to check me out at the France08. I'll be streaming some from Pokemon to NBA to maybe WWE someday. But for now, let's get into this. We have a lot to get on with. What is going on, guys? It is the France, and we are here for the NXT TakeOver WarGames review show. Man, what a night it was, where we had the return of WarGames. And it actually isn't the most talking. It's not the biggest surprise of the night, actually. We have two new NXT champions. One that I saw coming, that I figured was going to happen, and another that I don't think anybody saw coming. We will get into that when we get there, but we've got to start this match off, this night off, with just saying this was a great NXT. I love this show. If you have not seen this show and you want to watch this show and you're like, I haven't seen WarGames, I don't know what it is, you have to see the show, because I don't care if you are upset that there was a roof on this show, on top of the WarGames or not. This was WarGames to a T. This was carnage. This was mayhem. I like the fact that they put that last rule in there, which we will get to later. But this was a great show. And Survivor Series, I hate to say it, you have a lot, and I mean a lot, to work for to be able to get this going. The show starts off with Cassius Ohno versus Lars Sullivan. Cassius Ohno coming out with his Duke Blue Devils attire. Lars Sullivan coming out with some really red lighting. I see where Baron Corbin's red lighting went to. He gave it to Lars Sullivan, because, dude, that guy looked creepy and scary coming down with that red lighting. Hot start for Lars Sullivan. He bull rushes Ohno into the corner. Ohno elbows Lars to no effect. Ohno tries to hurt Lars some more, but Lars stops that with this and starts to destroy Ohno. Sullivan dives off the apron with a shoulder tackle. Lars then picks up Ohno and drops him onto the side of the apron. Ohno counters into a big boot and kicks. Sullivan responds with a beautiful lariat, which looked devastating. Lars throws Ohno into the ropes. Lands a kick. Lars responds with a pop-up power slam. The pop-up power slam was so beautiful you had to see it twice. That was a really good, really great move that Lars Sullivan pulled off. This match went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. I figured it was going to be a normal, typical Lars Sullivan match. He would beat down Cassius, make it one move in or not. But he actually got some moves in. They're actually humanizing Lars Sullivan a little bit, so I guess it makes sense. I mean, the guy's been just mauling through the entire NXT division roster right now, so I guess Ohno being the first to give him that little bit of chink in his armor is fine. Ohno did get a couple pinfalls in this. Ohno with a Cyclone elbow for only a 2 was beautiful. He hit him with so many elbows, and Lars just would not go down. He elbowed him and elbowed him and elbowed him, and he finally got him in the back of the head. I think one too many times. He got him down for only a 2 count. Ohno got booted, and Ohno got him a couple times in the face. Lars calling for one more. Lars was down after the Cyclone, and Ohno's just booting him in the face. It's just and he's sitting up and just come on, bring me more, bring me more. He hits him again. Again, he's calling for it. Eventually, Ohno hits Lars with the senton, but for a 1 count. They go back and forth a little bit. Elbow counted into a freak accident by a discus elbow counted into a freak accident by Lars Sullivan for the 1-2-3. Lars Sullivan is your winner. If anybody thought that Lars Sullivan was going to win this match, you're crazy. I figured it was going to go a lot. I thought this match wouldn't last as long as it did, but it was a pretty good match. Ono bringing out the best in Lars. Lars looking like he could be beaten a little bit. He's starting to have that tough test, which he needs to. Then we had, I believe, other than the War Games match, which was a great match, we'll get to that, we had the match of the night, Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream. This match was great, but before the match even started, you had Aleister Black come out to his normal entrance. And seeing they were flip-flopping between rings as the night went on, you had one match in the first ring and the next match on the second ring until the War Games match. So this was in the second ring, I believe. And Velveteen Dream comes out wearing chaps on his attire. You can tell it was airbrush attire, which if you saw the airbrush attire, you should have been like, oh, this is going to go where I think it's going to go. On his one leg, you had Aleister Black's face. On the other leg, he had Velveteen Dream's face. And in the middle, it said, "Say my name," with the NXT logo scraping it on the back. So you can imagine Aleister Black was a little heated for this one. They lock up at the start with Black getting much to control. He got an octopus hold by Black, wearing down Dream. Black catches Dream on, Dream rolls through, and Dream turns in. That time, Black with a backflip into his pose as Dream dives back into the ring. Dream standing up, saying "say his name," and then he gets down in Aleister Black's pose. It was playing mind games. Aleister eventually gets up and does the whole getting in into Velveteen Dream's face, and then Velveteen just backs off. Like, oh, okay, you're gonna get in my face. Okay, I'll back up. Oh yeah, and then Velveteen Dream backs up. He stands up and starts doing a hip gyration. Like he's taking a little bit of his moveset and his characteristics from the Ravishing Rick Rude. As you also saw later in the match, he did hit Ravishing Rick Rude's finisher for a 2 count. The crowd is chanting while he's gyrating his hips. Chant, say his name, say his name. Can I just say, screw this crowd? Because for the first match and a half, you hear somebody in the crowd doing like some kind of drumming sound. Like you hear a drum, just like someone took like a drum and a drumstick and just started beating on it for the entire first match and half of this match. It was so annoying. I wanted to reach through my screen, find whoever was doing that, and just punch them in the face because it was just enough. I was getting fed up with it. It was ruining the atmosphere of an NXT show. Someone just doing something like that, and it was just so annoying. Halfway through this match, it kind of like died down just because of how good this match was. Oh yeah, this was a good one too. Dream goes to dive to the outside after we had Aleister Black. He was teasing about diving to the outside, but instead he just rolls over, like pretty much flips over the ring ropes, lands on the apron, and just does his little pose. That was a pretty good one. The match goes on for a good bit longer. Velveteen Dream actually hit the Death Valley Driver with the cartwheel for a 2 count. A very close 2 count. It looked like there could have been a chance if you thought he was actually going to win. That was a good shot. Dream starts pounding on Black after that and hits a Rude Awakening, which is, of course, the Ravishing Rick Rude's finisher. So giving a little homage to the Ravishing One with his attire and using the Rude Awakening. Dream has Black in a clutch, not a camel clutch, but just a clutch with the knees. Telling Black to say his name. Dream going for a Sister Abby-like move, which they call rolling the dice. He does not hit it this time. Black counters and back and forth until Dream ties Black up in the ropes. Black counters a slap that, yeah, Dream gets counted into the ropes. They both got tied up in the ropes in this match. Dream tried to slap Aleister. Aleister kicked him out of that one, and then eventually later in the match, Aleister Black gets him in the ropes, and the referee's telling Black, "Don't mess with him, don't mess with him, because I gotta give you all the ropes." Black runs up and kicks him right in the face. He gets undone. Dream sitting there all like dazed and everything. Black mask, 1, 2, 3, and Aleister Black is your winner in a very good match. And next up came the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship match. This match was a very good match. A lot of in and outs, back and forth. So many near falls towards the end. There was a couple times it did look like Kyrie was going to win and Nikki was going to win. Peyton Royce looked like she might have won. But in the end, we had ourselves a good match. In the end, we had Nikki Cross and Peyton Royce in the middle of the ring, beating like Peyton Royce was trying to go for like a finisher or something, and Nikki Cross is elbowing her back and forth. Ember Moon up on top of the turnbuckle, comes down, hits both women with the Eclipse. Both women with the Eclipse. It was beautiful. For a 1, 2, 3, your new women's champion is Ember Moon. After the match, William Regal goes to hand her the NXT Women's Championship when Asuka, who was shown before the match in the crowd, is in the ring asking William Regal to give her the belt to be able to hand Ember Moon the championship. That was a really cool moment. It brings their entire rivalry full circle. From the ex-champion to the next champion, Ember Moon is your women's champion in a very good match. There was a person on Twitter I was looking as I was watching, getting ready for the next match. Someone saying Kyrie should have won this match. She had the most momentum. That is no. Kyrie Sane will be NXT Women's Champion before or at WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans. I guarantee it. This is Ember Moon's way. This is a way for them to give Ember Moon the championship as a thank you for having the great matches she had with Asuka and for holding it down while Asuka was still champion. She's going to hold the title till hopefully New Orleans. She might hold it till Philadelphia, which we won't know. By the way, this is also the first time that I saw it. They actually advertised the next NXT TakeOver, which is going to be in Philadelphia. But if you saw the graphic, it just said NXT TakeOver. It did not say NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. Will we get another branded NXT TakeOver that's not by the state or by the city, but like WarGames was tonight? Like before they went to Brooklyn, you had like Fatal 4-Way, you had Arrival, you had Rival, you had The End, you had all these other name branded takeovers that went by where they were at because they weren't, other than London, of course, they were in full sale, so they came up with names for them. This is the first one since it's been a while since we've had one that wasn't named like Philadelphia or Houston or San Antonio or Brooklyn or Chicago. Will we have one like that in Philadelphia? I don't know. But yes, I can't wait for that. See what's going to happen there. NXT Championship, Johnny Cena almost versus Drew McIntyre. This was the most shocking part of the night, in my opinion. Drew McIntyre came out in the beginning of the match, before the match, in a kilt, paying homage to his heritage, which is pretty cool. That's not the shocking moment. This match was a hard-hitting match, and I'm telling you, 1 year ago, you could have told me that Andrade Cien almost would have been in this match. I would have said you're crazy. I figured he would just be a stepping stone to Drew McIntyre as he continued his title reign. But before the match even got started, too, Zelina Vega gets in Drew McIntyre's face after the announcements, just talking trash to him, telling him that Andrade is going to win the title. John is better than you. Andrade comes over and just takes his hand and shoves McIntyre in the face to start off the match. They lock up, so Johnny Cena almost slapping Drew McIntyre hard, then getting him in a headlock. He had most of the offense at the beginning of the match. Almost also kicked Drew McIntyre in the knee a little bit to get a little bit more of the advantage. The end of the match came where Drew McIntyre hit the Claymore. He hit the Claymore before that, and Johnny walked out after not being able to get a pinfall, went and grabbed the NXT title. Drew McIntyre was on his knees. Zelina Vega comes in, hits a spiked Hurricane Rana on Drew McIntyre. He gets hit with the Hammerlock DDT for a 2 count. He hits Andrade Cien Almas with a Claymore for a 2. And this felt like it was a little botched. Zelina Vega was supposed to grab Andrade's foot and put it on the rope. She clearly missed. And Andrade ended up putting his foot on himself. They tried to play it off as, oh, look at her being instrumental in him getting his foot on the rope. No, it looked like it was a botch, and I commend them for trying to cover it, but it was clearly a botch. But they both get up. Andrade's Drew McIntyre's on the outside of the ring, on the apron. Andrade's getting up on the apron, and Drew McIntyre goes to grab him. Andrade reverses that, pulls McIntyre down in a devastating spiked DDT for the 3 count. Andrade Cien Almas, out of all people, I did not see this coming. I don't think anybody saw this coming, is your new NXT champion. Let that sit in for you. A guy who a year ago, was coming out with suspenders, a silly hat, acting like a Chippendales dancer. 1 year later, and with the help of Zelina Vega, this guy's career has turned around so much that he is now your NXT champion. Will he hold it for very long? I don't know. Does that mean Drew McIntyre is coming up? I don't know. This has been, I was just sitting there, I swear, like 5 minutes after this match, as he's celebrating afterwards. Mouth open, speechless, not knowing what to think, because I was for sure, and I figured Drew McIntyre was going to win this match, and Andrade Cien Almas was going to be coming up after Survivor Series for one of the other 2 brands. But this is going to be interesting from here on out. Will McIntyre become the 3rd 2-time champion, or is he heading up to the main roster? Only time will tell. We will know more as the weeks go on, because I believe it's on Thursday they'll be taping the next set of tapings after this coming Wednesday, which is going to be a good NXT. Then comes the match. The War Games. Yes, there was no roof on this. Yes, purists are probably going to be throwing fits because this did not have a roof on it. And what we saw tonight, then I'm pretty glad they didn't have a roof on it, because we had a nice big spot that would have not been able to be done had it not happened. War Games, of course, started out all 3 teams would be in 3 separate shark cages. 1 member of each team starts the match off. After a 5-minute period, one team joins the match completely. After another 3-minute period, we have another team, complete team. And after that, another 3-minute period, we have the full War Games match. Pinfall or submission ends the match. Escaping the cage. This one I did not know of, and I didn't read in the rules set the first time I read the rules. Escaping the cage is a forfeit for your team. So I had a feeling that was going to come into play, and it kind of didn't. But I was glad they put that in there, so we didn't have somebody just jumping out of the cage and running away because they're like a scared chicken. They didn't do that. The first team out was Sanity. Came out first. Eric Young started the match for Sanity. Undisputed Era was out second, with Adam Cole starting the match, and Roderick Strong started out for the AOP. He came out in a flak jacket and military pants and boots, camo pants and military boots, looking just like the Authors of Pain. He was in full AOP mode for this. He was an honorary member of the AOP for this. It looked funny. Of course, they don't wear their flak jackets for the entire match like Seth Rollins does and Roman Reigns does and Dean Ambrose used to when he did. The first 5 minutes of the match was pretty much all three guys going one-on-one and one against each other, each getting their stuff in, each looking strong as they go. After the first 5 minutes, the Undisputed Era comes in, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly destroying pretty much Roger Strong and Eric Young, making just going haywire on both of them. After the next 3 minutes, which I was surprised they won with this order, but of course this is when I thought this heel turn was going to happen, but it didn't. We didn't have a heel turn, which I was really surprised it didn't happen. But this was how this. I think it was going to be Undisputed Era, standard the AOP, and something would happen that AOP would end up getting forfeited from the match, and it'd be down to the other two, and Roderick Strong would help them win. But that didn't happen. AOP comes in and just decimates everybody that wasn't Roderick Strong. Another cool thing that they did, and this was a pretty cool thing. I don't remember if this was after. Actually, that was after, I believe, when they started the match. But yes, the Authors of Pain came in and pretty much decimated everybody from Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Conor Cole, and Eric Young. Roderick Strong helped them beat down a little bit too. Then, after the next 3 minutes, everybody comes in. Alexander Wolf rushes to the ring and comes out with this nightstick from a police nightstick and starts beating up on the AOP. Killian Dane does not come into the match immediately. He's looking around as Alexander Wolf is beating up on the Authors of Pain. Killian Dane's going around ringside, grabbing weapons from chairs to kendo stick to chains to trash cans. He's getting ready to come into the ring when you hear, we want tables from the crowd. And he's just looking around. He's like, puts his hands like, steps back down, walks to the side of the ring, and pulls out 2 tables. They pull him in. He comes into the ring finally, and comes with a chain. Has a trouble locking the door for some reason. He had a little trouble locking the door. Locks the door, puts a chain around it, and locks it shut. Not down below where the referees can get in immediately. He actually puts it at the top of the cage, so not nobody can really get it. They actually have to raise it or just walk out to get out of the cage. This match was utter chaos and nuts and everything. A cool little spot that they had was like you had Akam and Razor throwing everybody from one to the other. Everybody was getting thrown from one ring to the other. They finally get to Roderick Strong. They both grab Roderick Strong and they just toss him over everybody else. He was a friendly fire type thing. It was a pretty cool looking spot. Another nasty spot that happened is they had Akam and Razor. Well, first off, they had Adam Cole got in the middle of both rings. By the way, they had a metal grate in between both rings. I wasn't really happy about that. Why they did that, I don't know. If these guys can't walk between one ring or the other without getting their foot stuck in, but that's no here nor there. Adam Cole was sitting on in between both rings after a double Tower of Doom from both Akam and Razor, who took everybody else from both sides and just powerbombed them down. Adam Cole starts climbing up after the Authors of Pain take both tables and set them up side by side because they were going to take Adam Cole and just drill him through those tables. And he gets away. He gets up. It looks like, he might escape and forfeit the match for the Undisputed Era, which he does not. He just gets on top of the cage and starts swimming from where he's at to the end, to the corner. At the same time, Alexander Wolf, out of nowhere, hits a power bomb or a back suplex on one of the Authors of Pain. And when you they look back at him, and Alexander Wolf's head is just bleeding gallons of blood, dude. This guy got sliced open when the tables broke. The wood sliced his head open. He was out of the match for a good bit of the match. He only had one more spot, and that was it later in the match. But he got destroyed in that spot. Killian Dane as well. This was another good one. Kyle O'Reilly was sitting in the corner. Killian Dane gave him a trash can to hold. And Killian Dane got on the turnbuckle where Adam Cole was sitting and hits a coast-to-coast. Big Damo, a.k.a. Killian Dane, gets up on the turnbuckle and hits a coast-to-coast, a.k.a. a Van Terminator, Van Daminator, whatever they call it. That was a sight to see. I never thought he would actually do that. This guy is agile and can do a lot more than anyone expected. Adam Cole finally starts getting up like he's going to do some dive or something. He's standing on top of the cage and does his Adam Cole baby saying, Roderick Strong's looking down because it looked like he was going to do a splash on top of Eric Young. He was just laying there prone. Roderick Strong's looking up at Adam Cole. He gets up on top of the cage as well. They start fighting. You're like, oh, this is going to get bad. This is going to get majorly bad. And this was one of the best spots of the night. Adam Cole is on top of the cage. Roderick Strong gets up there too. And what goes up must come down. Major avalanche superplex from the top of the steel, from the WarGames cage onto everybody. It was so devastating when you looked at it. Adam Cole just looked like he died. He's just laying there looking like he died, and he only had enough energy to kick out when Roderick Strong tried to pin him. This match was utterly chaos. We had a super collider between both rings with Killian Dane in the middle. That was a beautiful move right there too. Just back and forth. Everybody just got their stuff in. This match was hectic. I could be here all night trying to do a play-by-play of everything. I would have to watch that match 20 times probably just to get a good play-by-play of everything that happened in that match. You need to go back and see that match. End of the match comes with Adam Cole and Eric Young battling. Eric Young gets whaled with a kendo stick. Eric Young is on the ground. Adam Cole is in the corner. Eric Young grabs a steel chair. Gets hit with a Shining Wizard by Adam Cole. Adam Cole covers for the 1, 2, 3. And Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era wins the match. No heel turn by Roderick Strong, which I believe everybody was calling for. That's the problem, is I think that they figured that everyone saw that coming, so they're like, well, we're not going to do that. But everybody was calling for the heel turn for Roderick Strong, but that did not happen. We have Undisputed Era over the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong and Sanity. Everybody was down. Everybody was out. Adam Cole just looked like he was in so much pain. These guys are not going to feel right for a couple days. But that is the NXT TakeOver WarGames review. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at TheFrance. Follow me on Twitch at TheFrance08. And I will be back tomorrow or Monday morning. It's probably going to be Monday morning for the Survivor Series. The Survivor Series review, because dude, that's going to be a lot. It's a 4-hour show plus the pre-show, which is only going to be that match nobody cares about. But until then, my name is TheFrance. You guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you later.